Sappppaning, tell you all what's happening. Previous video, watch that first if you haven't watched this one, the question and answers one, right? So rather than just jumping into the deep end, there's a list of questions I've been asked. I thought some of the big ones I would film in separate videos, use my separate video for one of them. Why am I a vintage toy dealer? Okay, right, so I'm not even going to think about it. I'm literally just going to go off the bat and tell you exactly how it is, because that's the best way. Honesty is the best policy, and I'm just true to myself anyway. So, right, I've always collected toys, vintage toys. I've always loved them. Always had cars in my hand as a little kid. Literally, look at any baby photos of me, right through to teenagers. It was always cars. I was a kid that, when I used to go to America, my suitcase would be full of Dub City and all the American cars, stuff you couldn't get over here. And buy some stuff for myself, but also as a teenager, I used to buy stuff over there as well that I know you couldn't get in the UK. The people would want, used to put it up on eBay, would it? Or, you know, used to say on MSN, I got this, I got that. And honestly, I'm not even joking, that's how it went. I've got some funny stories right back. I can remember always this one boy, won't say no names, in my primary school, used to bring in, it must have been his father's cars at the time, and I can specifically remember like the little Lesney, red Daimler or the Jag, Mark II Jag, whichever one it is, the 2.4 litre, I can remember that. And he started bringing in some Corgi toys, some Dinky toys. Now I must have been, what, 9, 10, 11 at this point. But I used this, you know, I used to swap him some sweets, used to take sweets in, swap them for the cars. Or I would, like, you know, literally odd silver pieces, like a 20 pence or a 50 pence or whatever. I would swap him for the cars, and I'd keep building them up, bring them home. Because I literally, right, my first house, an old Victorian house, mum and dad's bedroom used to be the whole front of the house. And what they'd done for me was they moved their bedroom to the back of the house and separated the main front room, which was literally side to side of the house upstairs. It was massive, two big massive windows in there. They separated that, put a partition wall in there. That became a spare bedroom, and then this became my toy room as a kid, which had a nice big train set in there, and literally just shelves and shelves each side, just full of cars and just everything, right? That's how it's always been. So there we go, let's progress a little bit going forward. Still buying stuff, used to go to the boot sale. Used to love Stormy Down boot sale down near Puthcall. For anyone that's locally in those Puthcall area, you would know Stormy Down. So I used to go looking for stuff, and I can, even now at like 28, I can remember some of the stuff I bought there. I can remember buying original Thunderbird stuff there as well, and for like peanuts, because no one wanted it at the time. So where I got lucky then was, I was buying this stuff cheap, I was keeping it. Moved house with mum and dad in 2005, massive house. And in my bedroom, the bedroom must have been a good 30 foot by 20 foot, I want to say. It was massive, right? And along the whole one side of it was like an inner attic with a door, a little door in the bedroom. You could go in there and that ran the whole length of the house. And I kid you not, I had that full from left to right, full of toys, vintage stuff, modern stuff, stuff I collected, stuff I played with as a kid, whatever. All of that was there. Hot Wheels like no tomorrow. And so we're going to progress now, right? Sorry if it might sound a bit jumpy from year to year, but I'm just telling you the main key points of why I got to where I got to where I got even. Jesus, there we go. Brilliant. So right, let's start then. So must have been, I want to say about 16, 17, I started selling stuff on eBay and my mum's eBay account. I was buying stuff from like 13, 14. Mum and dad always really well off, so they used to like sort of leave money in their PayPal and I could buy stuff. And I started at the point where I'd be looking for like Matchbox, be looking for Corgi, looking for Dinky. This was like when eBay was like, you know, not new around, but for people who used it like they did today. So it must have been around 2004, 2005, if not a bit earlier, right? I was buying stuff on their account as well, getting it delivered. I can remember going to school in the morning thinking, oh, there's a post here, yeah, post here. No, and I'd come home from school excited because I know there'd be parcels for me. This was every day this was happening. So, you know, you get them, you clean them up, change the tyres on stuff, put them on eBay. That's what I did. So I started having, you know, as well as pocket money off my parents, I was having like money coming in from this buying and selling. Small scale now. Literally just used to be, I don't know, say 10 to 20 items a week, right? That's what I used to do. Put stuff on auction, let them bid up. And it got to the point on my mum's eBay where it was just like, whoa, right, this is like going to what like business sellers do. So come 2010, switch from that to then switch to my own eBay account, which is the one I use today. Obviously, I got the shop running off that as well. So that's Jordan Boss 10 or Jordan's Vintage World. That's me. So I started from scratch, zero feedback, because it was a brand new account, and I built it up and built it up and built it up from there. So I was always a guy that went along to car shows with my parents or with my friends or my friends' parents. So I would always be the boy rather than the cars, because I know they're there all day. I would go and have a look around the swap meet part of the stuff, or the boot sales, and I'd be picking stuff up, box Dinkies, Corgis, and some of the old chaps, they didn't care what they had there. This was the point before everyone thought something was worth $1 million, right? So I'd buy like mint box James Bond stuff for like 10 quid, 20 quid. And this is the original 60 stuff as well now. No arguing with prices. This is what dealers wanted on stuff. And I can remember this one guy in the Pin Code car show. I bought the Dinky Vega Mega coach off him, which looks similar to the Italian job bus, right? A white one, battery pack underneath, signals worked on it. He wanted 40 quid for it, mint in a box, and managed to get him down for 30. I said, look, bud, I said, if you've got any more stuff on you, I said, I'd be out. I only must have been about 17. I'd buy more of this stuff if you've got it. Goes into his camper van, comes out, suitcases full of stuff of Corgis and Dinkies. I was like, right, okay. I said, give me 5. I'm off to the cash point, come back. Bought a load of stuff off of him really cheap. eBay that week, sold them straight away. Money, profit. But then so this is the point now where it starts getting a bit more and more and more, and it's a bit like, geez, you know what, this isn't doing bad actually. And what really got me started, the biggest thing that got me started, my auntie's best friend, the father passed away. They asked could I help out with doing stuff around the house, moving stuff, etc. I was like, yeah, not a problem, I can do that. And goes into this one room, and it was all this Corgi, this Dinky, just stuff. I was like, geez, train sets and everything. I was like, well, what's happening with this, skip, going in the skip. I'm like, what? So I was like, can I have it, if it's going on? He's like, yeah, no problem, you take. So I took a lot of stuff for that, put a lot of it in my own collection, stuff to fill the gaps. I've got a massive collection. I will show some of you one day, but I try and keep it separate and sort of secretive. I know that sounds a bit funny, but I've got some of the best stuff you will see, okay? So it's like out of sight, out of mind, It's to keep everyone away from it. They see the shop stuff. This is the stuff you can buy. This is the stuff you can't buy. I know that sounds silly, but it works in me. But anyway, this stuff then, started selling it, putting it on eBay, even just putting it in 99 pence auctions. Next thing you know, 100 quid, 200 quid, 300 quid stuff was going for stupid money. I was like, geez, do you know what? It's like a sort of like gap in the market here, isn't it? It took a lot of convincing my parents to begin with at the start. Yet they're the most supportive people. I love them to pieces, and they've helped me from day one, right? Got an amazing relationship with them. Mum always worked from home. She was always around. And my dad retired in the 90s. Yeah, in the 90s. So I've had him my whole life around. So they're more like good friends to me than parents, love them. But anyway, so Dad started getting involved with me as well then. He'd be doing it with me, he'd help me pack the stuff, and he'd be around chasing collections with me, going to toy fairs first thing in the morning to go pick up some bargains that I can take home, put them on eBay, try and sell them straight away. Things moved quick from that point. In this house we lived in Merthyr, I had a massive pool room, not swimming pool, American pool table, full size. Had a multi-gym in there, had sofas, TV in there. It was a massive room, right? The room was probably about as big as the floor pan in my 3-bedroom semi-detached house, right? That's how big the room was. Before you know it, a desk popped up in there, shelves popped up in there, cabinets popped up in there, stock was popping up in there. And I was just buying all I could buy. This was a point where the yellow free ads was around. Sorry, spitting on the camera. When the yellow free ad papers were around, used to say Dinky Toys wanted. I get phone calls all the time, locally in South Wales. I'd be going down to Swansea, Cardiff, driving around. The old man would be driving me around as well, because he'd be involved in the chasing me, because he loves it just as much as I do. Before you know it, I was starting getting some good phone calls and some interesting phone calls. The funniest one I'll ever share with you must have been around, I want to say 2011, 12-ish. I had a phone call. A guy said, buy Dinky Toys code? I said, yeah, no problem. I said, if you just, tell me your postcode, pop in the sat-nav, car can bring me straight there. No problem, my usual line. Drives down Pontypridd from Merthyr, which was only, 15, 20 minutes away. Right up in the mountains, massive bungalow. I thought, this is nice. Drove in, the guy straight away opened the car door and he said that to me, right, no hello, nothing. Right, Welshest thing as I've ever heard. Right, I know what you people are like. I want 250 quid for everything. I was like, do you know what? I said, can I just have a little look of what you've got here? Before I start giving out money. I said, it's got to be worth it for me. I goes in, I learned in the process of walking from the car to the house, it was him and his brother's toys. They were both like, they had one of each of everything sort of thing. The parents had just passed away suddenly in a car crash. The house was going for sale. He wanted to sort stuff out. I realised when I left there, he was doing that to get, before his brother went there. In I goes, Matchbox Corgi Avengers set, 2 of them. James Bond, 2 of them. James Bond Toyota, 2 of them. Man from Uncle, 2 of them. There was like 28, 29 Matchbox Corgis, and there must have been about 70 to 80 loose Corgi Dinky spot on, 2 old train sets, all this stuff. Now I'm starting to shake. I guess I'm like, geez, this can't be real. Someone's punking me here. This ain't happening. I said, you want 250 for all this? And I thought to myself, this was a point now where if he was honest to me, I would have said, look, it's probably about, I would offer you like 2.5 to 3 grand here. Not even joking. I had the money on me as well. Always go prepared when you were doing that stuff. I just done this. I said, you sure now? I said, look, I don't know. I still have a think about it. Just trying to play him a little bit. I thought, if you're being a bit of an idiot to me, I'll be back to you. He's like, 250. It started on nothing. He was getting really aggressive. And I was like, right, okay. I said, calm down. I'll give you 250. Load her in the car. Blocked his number. Off I go. That's what you get for being a bit of an arsehole. But I looked at it. He was happy with his price. I was like ecstatic. And within a couple of weeks, I probably pulled in about £5,500 to £6,500 from that collection, and it's a bit like, whoa. So sixth form for me finished in 2010. I know some things are overlapping, going back for a little bit. So I was doing this the whole time in sixth form. The boys always used to be out drinking in town on a Friday night, Saturday night, and don't get me wrong, I had a great social life, but I didn't want to be out getting drunk on a Friday night or Saturday night. I wanted to be listing stuff on eBay. Yeah, I have to do my coursework for school or wherever. Then I'd be doing eBay, be putting stuff on and be packing stuff, taking it to the post office. This is when people are starting to get a little bit envy as well then, because I said second year at sixth form, I'd bought a new car in the first year anyway, so my second car had it. But then I thought, I could do something bigger. And I fell in love with this Audi A4 S-Line. It was only a couple of years old at the time. And I think I'd only just turned 18, not far off. 2 litre diesel, low miles. I was like, do you know what? I like that. I had money in the bank anyway. So, because I was doing this toy stuff for a while, buying, selling. So I went and bought this Audi cash as well, which was good. I thought, do you know what? This is good. Drove it to sixth form, and like I said in previous stuff, I don't think I'm anything special. I think we're all equal. If you want to go out and hustle and earn money, good for you. You deserve. If you want to have nice things, good for you. I wouldn't begrudge it, wouldn't envy you, and I wish everyone well. But of course, then it was, imagine there's 17, 18-year-olds. They all had like little Corsas or little Fiestas, which is no problem at all with. I started life in a Corsa, and then it was mine. I had this A4 State in there. And people started to get really thing over that. And I'm just like, do you know what? I've worked for it. It's my money. It's nothing to do with my parents. I bought this stuff. I can do what I want. But people just used to get really jealous over that. But there we go. I've always been a car man. So that's going to be a different video chatting about car history anyway. So that's right down. Went to university then, Glamorgan Uni, studied business and management. My parents said to me, that's the one thing they asked of me, because I knew I had this dream anyway, wanted to do the toys. They said to me, look, Jod, if it goes like tits up, for example, or it doesn't go anywhere, you're going to want qualifications you can fall back on. Please go to uni, get your degree, and then, we'll support you 100% doing this. So off I go, a couple of years, business and management, done it, smashed it, got a good degree in it. Cap and gown, all that stuff, mum's happy. Some cool photos, I'll have to share that sometime with you. And there we go. That's what I've done ever since. So 10 years officially being a vintage toy dealer this year. Buying, selling, and things have gone from strength to strength to strength. Don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of hours put into it. It's not an overnight thing. I've worked my arse off. I'm not even being patronizing or joking over that. I've literally worked my arse off. Some days on a weekend, even a weekday, I'd start listing about 10 o'clock in the morning, 1, 2 o'clock in the same morning, fast forward through the clock, I'd still be there 1, 2 o'clock the next morning. I would listed 14, 15 hours in a day and kept going. That's what it used to be. It used to get to the point, right, where I would have auctions, 10 auctions finishing every night, and let them bid. And before you know it, then you're doing small changes, change to big change and big money. And then I switched up from doing that, from auctions, to putting buy it now prices on everything. And I think it got to a point, I had over 1,000 items on the store with a buy it now price. So things we could change 20 a day, 30 a day, 40 a day, sometimes more. And then around about 2014, I started doing toy fairs, which I still do now. Obviously, during this Corona lockdown, I can't do. But toy fairs are incredible. It's a good place you can buy because you're in there early, you get amongst people. People get to know what you want. So you've got other dealers bringing you stuff. Then you've got other, customers coming in, bringing stuff straight to you. And what I've learned as well, I probably pay more for stuff than any other dealers will, because sometimes for me it's the passion. It's not even the money, it's the passion. I want to have that stuff. I want to have the best stuff I can get. So you might say I overpay on some things, so I'll have to put things a little bit higher just to try and get my money back out of it. But I don't care about doing that because I feel like I'm a keeper of these cool things. They're in my possession for a little bit. I get to enjoy them. Off they go, find their forever homes, hopefully. In some cases, sell to other dealers because I do sell stuff cheap as well. When I say cheap, I sell it. To me, I'd rather turn stock over, and this is where a lot of people go wrong, because I'm like this, turning every day, whereas some people would rather have something sitting there for 6 or 7 months. And to me, first profit is the best profit. I've always learned that. So that's where I've go. So toy fairs, sometimes in the toy fair season, it's every weekend or two, some on a Saturday and a Sunday. So lose a lot of sleep because of that, because I'm one of these, I can't sleep before a toy fair. So there we go. That's a bit more toy dealer talk for you. Auctions, used to love buying at auctions, used to get carried away. That's the problem. I was one of these ones in the room that if people were going after my stuff, it was like, no, back down, I'm having it. And I can remember, this is where it got dangerous, because I went to an auction house down in Devon. When I was paying for my stuff at the end, I got told, please don't come back. This is God's honest truth. I got told, do not come back, because I had upset so many of the local people. But for me, I thought, you know what, one, they've had more money for stuff, they're earning more money, and two, if you want to bid on stuff, and I should be able to pay whatever I want for it. That's the whole point of an auction. So I won't say no names down in South Devon, but there you go. Secondly then, Bury St Edmunds is a good auction house up there, which I do love. I used to buy a lot of nice stuff from there. And I can remember looking in the catalogue, said to my old man, any stuff you want in here now. It really like to go after. And he's like, I want this holiday comma bus from the 60s, a comma bus. Orange one, holiday camp special, mint boxed. Probably, it was estimated like 80 to 120. And he said, if you come back with something, come back with that, boy. 230, 240, 250. I'm still going, paying double what it's worth, but I'd done it because he wanted it. So I brought it home, showed him it. He absolutely fell in love with it. He was happy, he's got it. And then I'm stuck with this comma bus, which I paid double what I've had to, take it on to Toy Fairs, didn't put a price on it. Used to tell the story, people used to love the story as well. And this guy then, David, buys a lot of stuff off me. He's like, George, holiday camp special, how much? This was in Doncaster Toy Fair. I said, David, you were going to laugh at me. But I said, I must have had it about a good 6 months, maybe 5-6 months as well. I said, you're going to laugh. People love the story. Told him the story. He's like, you're joking. I was like, no. I said, I'm deadly serious. I said, Grant's grave, I'm deadly serious. He said, so what does it owe you? I said, top of my head, about 250, 260. I said, that's what I paid for it. I said, I'm not even joking. I said, I got the invoices at home. I can show you. He said, no, George, I believe you. A couple of minutes later, he came back. He said, I'll have it. And bought it for what I paid for it. And I was like, geez, do you know what? Awesome. So, everything goes in the end, doesn't it? But I don't know if I've rambled a little bit in this, but I've told you sort of why I become a toy dealer and where I am now. I feel like I'm doing really, really good with the business, touch wood, and I just want more. I'm hungry for it. My dreams are, I know it sounds silly, I want it to get to the point where if someone wants a Corgi, someone wants a Dinky, they come to me. They go, Jones Vintage World, come to me, buy it. That's what I'd love anyway. But we've all got to look out for each other. We are all a big toy dealing family. I know some people get funny with it and jealous with it, and other ones like to see people doing good. Like, I love to see my friends doing good, or other toy dealers doing good. If one of us wins, we all win, and that's what I love. But everyone's made different, I suppose. And here we go. So what I'm going to do is keep buying collections. It gets expensive. It does get expensive, especially when you collect as well. You want to keep it all, but you can't. So the way I look at it is, if I'm selling stuff, flipping stuff, then I'm seeing more stuff than what I would do if I was just collecting. That's a good way of looking at it. And just before this lockdown, I spent just over £10,000 on a Dinky toy collection. I know, and that's just all just sat there at the minute. But you know what? I was blessed for doing that, because now in this lockdown, so many stores are putting holiday settings on, or they're closing down or whatever because they can't get the stock, they've sold out of stuff. I've got a massive Dinky toy collection that I'm pulling out 20 to 40 items, you know, a week, and I'm putting them on eBay, which is keeping new stock going on and keep going. And people are like, how can you do this? But this is the thing. See, when I would go and buy stuff and I'd share some pictures, say if I bought a collection of 100 models, 30 to 40 of those models I'd keep and sit aside. So this is why I've got all this nice Seku, this Matchbox, this Corgi, this Dinky, all this mint stuff is all sat aside, which is all for a pension fund one day, because I don't pay a pension. I just thought, you know what, all this is better than money in the bank, I'll invest it. And it's at that point now where, you know, self-employed are getting no help. Granted, I've got savings, granted I can sell on the store, but I've got all this stock list of stuff. I've got thousands of items there, which I'm going to keep putting on over coming months. And I might just put on, till they all sell, and I'll start again, and then I'll build up ready for the next pandemic, you know? So, so there we go. 20 minutes, again, I didn't even know I'd get to 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a number for rambling these days, but there we go. I'm Boss, Jones Vintage World, that's my ID I go by on Facebook, Instagram, eBay. Stop by, have a little look at some of the models. I really do appreciate it. You know, it's a dream of mine. I live the dream every day, pinch myself every day, I feel blessed every day, and so I'm just going to keep on going forward in that direction, and hopefully you'll all be along for the ride. So until next time, take care, peace and love as always. Jones Vintage World, Boss out.